Good morning, it's Sunday. It has been pissing down all night. We've got 130k age group national road race today, so obviously this is my last year under 23, but we also, the under 23s, ride with the elite men, which means we'll be with Glenn. We've got a pretty decent field on paper. I think there's about 30 guys entered, so we went out for a ride yesterday with Robin, who's joined the development squad, and Toby Evan, who's under 19. So he'll be joining us today in the open grade, even though he is under 19, because he's got a Belgium license, Robin, and they wouldn't let him race the under 19 for some reason, so he's going to be doing a fully open grade, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes. But yeah, we'll try and look after him as much as we can. But basically it's kind of like 10k dead flat at the start, like dead flat, with the sea breeze coming at you from the right hand side. You turn left and there's a whole load of rollers for maybe another 10k, and then you kind of go down the steep descent, hook left onto the TT course, and then you got another 10k of flat. So that's kind of how I'm going to break the course up, because you got flat, you got the hills to deal with, and then you got flat in the feed zone, and then you've got another 10k flat. So that's kind of how I'm going to break it up in my head. I'm just kind of tightening up my headset and just checking everything's good over the bike. 8:22 at the moment, so we'll probably head down to the course 10, watch some guys go past. It has been on and off raining. It's meant to slightly stop raining before the start, so fingers crossed, because I don't actually have a jacket or anything, so I'll probably have to start with a vest on and we'll see how we go.
Biggish day for this time of year, 130k, so yeah, that'll blow some cobwebs out, but yeah, we've had a good few days down here. It's been pretty cruisy, so the body's bounced back from the TT, so we'll have a good nudge today. Hopefully we've got a bit of wind on the coast and we can wreak a bit of havoc and create a little bit of a selection along there, and yeah, we'll see what comes of it, but probably keeping warm today, and yeah, just feeding yourself right. Personally, I haven't been doing the big Ks, so it might hurt a bit in that last hour, and we'll just have to see how we shape up.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably, actually, under the UCR rules, you're probably not allowed to feed within 20k to go. Canes 1 is pretty usual. Best team in the Super Rugby, by far. Get me a little bit amped up before the road race, so we've got an hour until we head down. 2 hours 30 before we race, then 130k on wet roads in the cold. That side. Kiss the guy and be like, I don't want it now. Sign on to it, eh?
Get your pancakes, Tom?
I have actually, and I put maple syrup on them this morning. So, game plan today, 130k, we've got 4 laps. I'm going to go for the old Jordan McCallum tactics today, and just hold on like fuck until the end, and sit on and shit on for a sprint. So, that's pretty much my whole game plan. So, we'll head off with the boys now for a bit of a warm up, and then straight into it.
Oh, it should be good. It's quite flat, so it'll be hard, but hopefully we can split it up a bit, because I'm not really keen on a bunch kick, so hopefully I can get away, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We have a litter zone. You got 2 blocks. Right, be aware of the blind corners on the surface water. Right, mate, have a good night.
Beautiful, Glenn. Good work, guys.
Alright, so I pretty much made it 3/4 of the way around. I got dropped, I cramped on the last bit of the 2-minute climb. Up to that point I actually felt pretty good. I found that the second lap up the climb, the whole second lap I felt pretty comfortable. But yeah, I made it. I averaged 246 watts, normalized 295, max 1200. Average of 40.5, and I got 97k around, so I'm pretty happy with that. And you know, after 3-4 months of training, if I give it a proper 12 months, hopefully this time next year we'll be going good, and I'll have a whole month of crits under my belt and some training in Spain, Belgium and the UK. So we'll see this time next year. But all the boys are still out there at the moment. I think they're probably about 10 minutes away. Glenn somehow got up the road, and then he was with Theo. Theo dropped maybe 10k into it, and Glenn was out there for about 2.5 laps solo, so I think he's going to be pretty beat up when he gets him. We've got rained on for like a 2 or 3 minute stint every single lap. Like after I got dropped, I kind of got to the top of like the rollers, and there's kind of like a steep descent. Oh, there we go, it's just started raining again. And it just absolutely pissed down. I tried to like bomb this descent. Obviously you can't aero tuck because I think it's against the rules these days, so I just bombed the descent as well as I could to see if I could get back on, because it's kind of like the only thing I'm good at is bombing descents. I dropped a few of the guys I was with, but then when I got to the bottom, there was still like probably 500, 600, 700 meters up the road. So that was my day done. So I rode to the finish, and now we're just gonna watch the boys finish. We got kind of lured into a false sense of security on the first lap. Everyone, like the sun came out a little bit, and we kind of got to the top of the rollers just before you head down the descent to come back into town. and everyone's taking off their arm warmers and their vests and their gabbers, and then we literally come through the start finish line, turn left, and just get absolutely drenched. So yeah, there'll be some cold boys out there at the moment because, you know, I'm not the leanest out of the peloton, so someone like Theo is going to be pretty cold by now.
Looks like the man from South Gate frontiers, they come on down. They're doing much of a sprint here, looks like. They do the roll to the line. Looks like South Gate, they go on out. You have a good sprint. Focus on the line places, the line turns up. Stevenson, here we go, Gardner comes out the outside, and Gardner gives it a kick, and he's going to the second win here. Gardner comes out, fuck yeah! On the bronze medal now, with 100 metres to go, he's in that lead. Jackson Leather will go to the as they go to us today.
Yeah, today, big day. My pre-race plan was not to sit in the peloton all day and try and wreak a bit of havoc, but going solo for 80 odd K or whatever it wasn't really the game plan, but once I committed, I just put my head down and went. Group of 3 came across eventually on the third lap, I think it was, and we were actually rolling pretty good, but there's obviously some hard yards been put in by what was left of the Palo, and it all closed up again, and then the last lap just became 1-2s and everyone throwing it at each other, and yeah, eventually a couple snuck away and then another couple snuck away, and yeah, so essentially I ended up rolling in with what was left, but I certainly had a crack, and I'll know about it tonight. The old legs are better hiding, so yeah, I was pretty stoked to last that long, and yeah, wasn't like it got gifted to me. They certainly didn't sit up and let me go. I had to keep pushing on the pedals. So having a look at my Garmin now, for the 130k, average power was 342, normalised power was 372, and the first 2 hours I remember looking down, my average was 380. It's about 395, so right on threshold. So man, there won't be an ounce of energy left in me tonight, that's for sure. So certainly off to the servo now, and I think double espresso, iced coffee, and that will hopefully get me over Arthur's Pass without nodding off. All in all, good weekend, really enjoyed Hoki, love the low-key sort of laid-back style down here, and yeah, I'll have good memories of this trip, and yeah, no regrets.